Hey guys, this is Joseph down with AveryDevelopers, and welcome to our test tutorial. So in our last tutorial, we just added a mini-map by request of one of our, well, I'm not sure if he's a subscriber, but someone sent in a request to do a mini-map, so the game now has a mini-map. If I'll turn it on, you run it, just start a random server, and then you can see up there we have indeed a mini-map. Well, today what I wanted to do was add describe the different types of shooters. Since this is a first-person shooter, we're gonna make our first weapons. Okay, well, when we're making weapons, you have to decide which type you want to do. There are two types that I've done. The first type is a particle-based shooter. That's the one that you see in the war game. And then there's a prefab-based one where it sends out a prefab, and the two are almost the same, but it all depends on what you like. The prefab-based one is actually a lot more efficient. I just wanted to experiment and try out the particle-based one in the war game. So that's what we're gonna make a prefab-based one. Okay, so what you want to do to set this up is to game object, create other, cube. And right now you just have a basic cube. Rename it shot. Okay, so this is going to be our main prefab. Now you want to press R to get to the scaling option and just scale it down. Well, scale it down. Probably more than that. It needs to be really tiny. That should do. Okay, so this is our shot. And then you want to go to Component, Effects, Legacy Particles, and then, oh my gosh. Oh wait, never mind, Trail Renderer. Okay, and then down here with the Trail Renderer, the materials are none material. You want to change that to default particle. And then you'll have a really cool looking trail effect. Okay, so then what you want to do is really change the width to like 0.25. 0.25. And then as it flies by, you'll see a trail render. And now if I'll start the game. And, oh yeah, you might want to add a rigid body to it. Physics rigid body. And for now we can leave gravity on, but you'll want to turn that off later when it becomes an actual prefab. I'll leave it on now so I can demonstrate the trail. And if the trail looks right, which it does, then that's good. Well, then what you want to do is with the trail, switch the time down to 1. This needs to be 0. And that should do it. Okay, so if you play it, the trail should be just right about at the cube. Yeah, there you go. That sort of looks like a bullet passing by. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to disable the use gravity part of the rigid body and then go to Component, Physics, Constant Force. And then under Relative Force, you want to set the Z to your speed. So I usually set it to 20, but for this one I'm going to do 30. And then, so you can see along the Z-axis, it'll go straight forward and blast off when we play it. So if you play it, you should see it just blasts off. And I guess it's okay for now. For our purpose, this should be fine. Now what you want to do is you want to make a new JavaScript called Player Manager. This is going to be our Player Health Manager. This will also eventually be how we respawn and stuff. So if you open up the Player Manager script, you just give it a moment to start. What we want this to do is we want it to just have a variable that stores our health and probably a variable store our username, but we'll start with just health. So under Player Manager, you just want to make a regular variable for health. Give it a minute to load. And this is how we're going to keep track of our health points and all that. So up here, you're just going to make var health int equals, and we'll just start with 100 health. And then change update to on GUI, and then GUI.label. Then what you want to do is make a new rect. And then let's just do 0, 20, 999, 999, because that part doesn't really matter. And then the text is health.toString. Alright, you should already know what this is, but if not, I'm going to break it up. The rect command, this is the x coordinate of it, then this is the y coordinate. And using GUI, the coordinate 0, 0 is in the top left part of the screen. So 0x would mean just still staying there, but 20 down would be about 20 down. So not 20 up, 20 down. And then these don't really matter because it's not going to be any box or anything. That's just the limits of it. So just you can leave the limits to whatever you like. I like to put it like that so that there's absolutely no question of it whether it'll be able to display or not. Okay, so then what you want to do is take this, open up your standard assets folder, character controllers, first person controller. Take the player manager and just put it on there. So if you scroll down, you should see health 100. Okay, that's it. Now when you play it, you should have a character spawn in, and there should be a little 100 variable when it spawns in. So right underneath the disconnect button, it says 100. So the reason we didn't just use GUI layout is because since they're from different scripts, it would overlap the disconnect and the health. So you need to use regular GUI with the rectangle to move it down. Okay, so that's that. And now what you want to do is function damage, and then you want to put hurt is an int. So what this is that the function damage, when it gets called, you want to subtract the hurt from the health variable, and then that should pretty much be it right there. And then what you want to do is make a new JavaScript called I'm gonna make a new JavaScript. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Okay, well, give it a minute, I guess. Pull it out if you accidentally got it caught in there. Now I have no idea what it's doing. Whatever. Okay, now if you rename it to damage on collide, this function right here, you'll attach it to your shot, and then the instant it touches anything, it'll send damage out. But it won't it will make it so that even if it's not a player, it won't do damage. Okay, well, I'll get into how to do damage in the next tutorial, but right now you just want to make sure that the shot is tagged. So under tags, you just want to add a new tag for shot, and then you just want to go to shot and make sure this is tagged as shot. So what this will do is eventually you might need to use the shot to determine what type of object it is, if it's a shot or a player or something. Just tag it as a shot. Okay, well, thank you for watching this tutorial, and in the next tutorial I will get into how to color the shot line so it looks like an actual bullet, and how to make the shot do damage to our player. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This is Joseph, signing off.